In 1857, a single soldier walked onto a parade ground in Barrackpore, India, musket loaded, sword drawn, and fired at his own commanding officer. He was 29 years old. He was alone, and his fellow soldiers watched. 10 days later, he was hanged. 11 days after that, the largest rebellion against British colonial rule in the history of India began. One man, one bullet, 190 years of empire cracked. His name was Mangal Pandey, and the British Empire never recovered from him. 1827, Nagwa village, Ballia district, present-day Uttar Pradesh, India. A boy is born into a Brahmin family, the highest caste in Hindu society. From birth, his life is governed by one thing above all else: dharma, religious duty, purity, honor. These are not suggestions in his world. They are the architecture of his entire existence. His name is Mangal Pandey, and he grows up watching something that most people in his village try not to see too clearly. India is being eaten alive. The British East India Company, a trading corporation that somehow became a colonial empire, has spent 200 years, slowly, methodically, taking over one kingdom at a time. In 1856, just 1 year before our story begins, they annex Awadh, Mangal's home region, his people's land, gone, with a signature and a doctrine. He joins the Bengal army in 1849, not because he loves the British, but because a young man from a poor Brahmin family needs to eat, and the company pays. Contemporary records describe him as tall, wiry, and deeply religious. He is a good soldier, a loyal soldier. For 8 years, he serves, he obeys, he waits. 1856, the British East India Company introduces a new weapon to its Indian army, the Enfield pattern 1853 rifle. More powerful, more accurate, could hit a target at 5 times the distance of the old Brown Bess musket. On paper, a gift to every soldier who carried it. In reality, a catastrophe wrapped in paper. Here is how you load the Enfield. You take the cartridge, a paper tube containing gunpowder and a bullet. You put it in your mouth. You bite off the end. You pour the powder into the barrel. And here is the rumor that spreads through every cantonment in northern India like fire through dry grass. The grease on those cartridges is made from the fat of cows and the fat of pigs. Cow fat, sacred to every Hindu soldier. Pig fat, ritually unclean under Islamic law. Bite the cartridge, and you destroy your religion with your own teeth. Now here is the part that makes this story more complicated than it looks. There is no conclusive evidence that either material was actually used. Historians still debate it today. But the British officers dismissed the concern like it was nothing, insisting the cartridges were perfectly safe, which convinced every single sepoy that the rumors must be true. Because if there was nothing to hide, why were the British so quick to deny it? Mangal Pandey is a devout Brahmin, a man for whom ritual purity is not a preference. It is the core of who he is. He has given 8 years to these men, 8 years of loyalty, 8 years of service. And now they are asking him to put their grease in his mouth. Something is about to break. General Hersey arrives on horseback with his 2 sons. He draws his pistol. He orders the quarter guard to seize Mangal Pandey. And now, knowing it is over, Mangal Pandey turns his own musket on himself. He places the muzzle to his chest and pulls the trigger with his foot. He survives. They take him alive. April 6th, 1857. The military court-martial. They ask Mangal Pandey one question. Was he under the influence of something? Was someone behind this? Was there a conspiracy? He looks at them and says, "I acted on my own. No one had any hand in influencing me." He is sentenced to death. April 8th, 1857, 10 days after the parade ground. He is brought to the hanging site at Barrackpore in front of every Indian and British unit stationed there. The Delhi Gazette records that he refused to make any disclosures. He said nothing. He revealed nothing. He protected no one. Because there was no one to protect. He had simply been a man who decided he would not bite that cartridge. And now he was going to die for it. The Gazette noted that his execution had, and these are their words, not mine, a most disheartening effect upon the sepoy regiments upon the ground. The British believed that by hanging him quickly, 10 days after the incident, they could contain the fire. They were wrong. Because you can hang a man, you cannot hang an idea. May 10th, 1857. 32 days after Mangal Pandey's execution, the sepoys of Meerut rise in open revolt. They kill their British officers. They free the 85 soldiers who had been imprisoned for refusing the cartridges. They march on Delhi. They find Bahadur Shah Zafar, the 82-year-old last Mughal emperor, a poet king who had no real power, and they declare him Emperor of India. From there, the fire Mangal Pandey lit spreads to Delhi, Kanpur, Lucknow, Jhansi, Bareilly, cities and villages across northern India, farmers, landlords, kings, soldiers and civilians alike, all rising, all saying, enough. The British would eventually crush the rebellion. By 1858, it was over. Thousands of Indians killed, villages burned, leaders exiled or executed. But something had changed that could never be changed back. 1858. The British Parliament passes the Government of India Act. The East India Company, the corporation that had ruled India for 200 years, is dissolved. Finished. Ended by the rebellion it created. The British Crown takes direct control. Queen Victoria becomes Empress of India. On paper, Britain tightens its grip. But something underneath has shifted that no act of Parliament can fix. The myth of British invincibility in India is gone. Every Indian who heard what Mangal Pandey did at Barrackpore, every farmer, every prince, every student who heard that a single sepoy had walked onto a parade ground alone and fired at his commanding officer, now knew something they hadn't known before. The British could be challenged. 90 years later, in 1947, India gains independence. The empire that Mangal Pandey put the first crack in finally falls. Today, a park stands at the site of the Barrackpore parade ground, named Shaheed Mangal Pandey Maha Udyan. A postage stamp was issued in his honor in 1984. A statue stands near Parliament House in New Delhi. Kun. And here is what history recorded about the sepoys who watched him that afternoon. In silence. The British military authorities concluded that the whole regiment was unreliable because of what they saw on those soldiers' faces. Not rebellion, not action, just the refusal to intervene. Because sometimes the most powerful act is not the bullet. It is the silence of 1,000 men who chose not to stop it. Mangal Pandey was 29 years old when they hanged him. He had been a soldier for 8 years. He fired one shot. He started a revolution. History remembers the battles. History remembers the generals. History remembers the dates and the treaties. But sometimes, history is changed by one man on a parade ground on a Sunday afternoon, who simply decided that today was the day he would not bite that cartridge. If this story made you feel something, tell me in the comments what you think would have happened if Mangal Pandey had been stopped before he ever reached that parade ground. Subscribe for more forgotten histories that they never taught you like this in school.